Did you know that you can change a lot in your life, basically maybe everything in your life, by just taking really small steps each day? In this video I'm gonna explain with you what I call and how I kind of created it, like the name of it is the magic of 1 minute, and this is something I've been created over time. It's like a symbolic thing, this 1 minute thing, to do every day, at least for 1 minute, something you want to achieve, like an important goal in your life basically. And if you do this over time, you see a really big change. And I'm not just talking about this 1 minute, it can be a bigger one, but let me explain with some of my personal examples of how I did this myself and how you can actually use the same exact strategy to improve your life, but basically to achieve any goal you want in your life. I don't say you can reach all these goals at once. It's not possible. You need to make choices what you wanted to do and how you want to create it, but it is possible to achieve this step by step. Let's go and take a little deep dive in this magic, the magic of 1 minute, how I call it, and then you will get a clear image of how this exactly works. I like to be a little bit down to earth with all these examples I will give you. So when I was, like say it started, maybe the first time I was really aware of this, it started when I was like 15 years old, and I wanted to do some push-ups. I wanted just to become a little bit stronger, but I couldn't do not even one single push-up, right? So I needed to start. So I started with going on my knees, doing a little bit, like starting like that. But every day I did this a little bit. So when I woke up, I did this. This was just literally 1 minute actually, this action. And then at some point I could do one push-up. But my main goal was to do like at least 10 push-ups in a row. Just like a really simple goal. But I was like, okay, I just want to work on this. And then I started to do this one, but then every day I did one push-up, and it became a little bit stronger. So after 1 week I could do 2 push-ups actually, and then I started to build up, and well, guess what, right? Like in 1 month I was able to do actually those 10 push-ups. But even if it would be in 2 months, 3 months or whatever, I would reach that goal by just taking really small, easy steps. This is how it started for me. After that, I don't know, but I achieved so many of my goals by just taking this really small and easy steps. I say easy, but at the same time it's not that easy, because actually what we are doing is creating a habit, and creating this habit is not always that easy, right? You probably have some bad habits in your life as well. You might have tried a lot of things to get rid of these bad habits, but you still have them. Yeah, and we all have this kind of stuff, so it's not that easy, and we need to be focused on these things. This way I created a lot of different habits, but I will just call you a few like really practical ones, actually the most life-changing ones I'm not going to share in this video, because they will be a bit more not complicated, but it will be like not too much focused on this 1 minute, the magic of 1 minute. I want you to feel the power of this. The same thing I did also with reading books, for example. So reading books is a nice slow example again, but we are creating not this 1 minute, but a little bit bigger. But it's still small steps we take to reach the goal. So at some point I was reading 1 book actually a week, by just creating the habit of reading every day, let's say like 30 pages or something. So when you do like 30 pages, it will be in 1 week 210 pages, and this can be like around 1 book, okay? So it can be also 40, 50 pages, okay? It's not about the exact numbers, it's about the habit of doing this every day. I did this actually for 2 years long. I read 1 week, one book a week. Yeah, so I was like insane. I was really focused on gaining a lot of knowledge in some area in my life. And I was like focusing on this. But this again, after that, I read all these books, I implemented, and I made like I achieved a lot of different goals this way as well. So this is something you can focus on to reach it as well. Is it 1 minute? No, it's not 1 minute. So now we are getting to the second area of this, the magic of 1 minute. It's a symbolic 1 minute. You can use it literally, what I said with the push-up thing, but you can also use it in a bigger way. Let's say when I read every day 30, 40, 50 pages, let's say it's like 1 hour of reading each day. This is what I also call the 1 minute action. It's a small action. It's like 1 hour a day, not that much. Yes, it is 1 hour, I know. Yeah, but we still call it, it's part of this 1 minute action because we do it every day. Every day we do like 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, and this is adding up what we do, right? If I read 50 pages in one day, the second day 100, the third one, etc., and in 1 week I read a book. And this is how you can implement basically everything in your life. You can build with these 1 minute actions. But what I said before, you can't do this all at once. It takes time. It takes a lot of time actually to develop, depending on the habit, to develop these good habits. Yeah, so when we want to create something like this, I will do this later. I will give you a small challenge, but you can start already a little bit. But I want to give you a challenge to think about a 1 minute action you can take for yourself. Some small action you can take in the direction of one of your goals. It doesn't have to be what I said, the push-ups or the reading books. It can be anything in your life, okay? Maybe you want to start practicing more yoga. Maybe you want to start meditation. Maybe you want to create more money in your life. Whatever, make an investment. It can be anything, okay? Going to the gym, going for a run. This is actually one of the last examples I want to give you. I ran a few marathons in my life, and I think this is also like a really practical way of looking at it. When I started, I had already some basic condition, okay? So let's say I was already running like 8 kilometers was okay for me, you know, like I could do that with a decent speed, everything is good. But I never went more than this 8 kilometer because I was not a runner. I was doing different exercise, but I just did occasionally, like maybe once a week I did a run, but like maximum 8 kilometer. I never thought of doing more. But then all of a sudden I realized like maybe it's nice actually to try this 9 kilometer, right? So 1 week later I went for 9, so I did 1 kilometer extra. This is the 1 minute action in this example. I was like, okay, I can do 9. And then the week after I was actually like, okay, why not try 10? 9 went actually well, we can try 10. So I did 10, still the same 1 minute action. And the week after I did another one, and well, you can guess what happened after a couple of months. After a couple of months I was running 16 kilometers, something like that, 17. And then I realized like, okay, I'm pretty close actually to running half a marathon. So I was like, okay, I will go for it. So I subscribed myself to run like a half marathon. And then I did that one and I was like, oh my God, okay. To be honest, I was completely dead after that. Yes, like I was completely black even during the run itself, but I finished and I thought like I will never run in my life after that anymore. Well, if you are a runner by any chance, coincidentally or like whatever, after a couple of days I got this feeling again like, okay, let's run again. So I was like, okay, let's try a little bit more. So I pushed myself a little bit more, and then I all of a sudden, even before I almost knew it, I was like, I subscribed myself for the full marathon. And just by taking all these really small magical steps, I think I ran the full marathon. I don't recall the first one anymore, like how much time in between, but I think from that 8 kilometer it was maybe in 6 months, 7 months actually, but maybe like 1 year, but like something in between. And I think you can even do it faster, but I wanted to do it in a healthy and a good way. So I trained a lot, of course, to reach this goal for myself. But the whole thing is not about reaching this goal. The whole thing is also not about me saying like, whoa, you like to tell you how good it is to run a marathon, or like how nothing at all like that. I don't care about that. Where I care about in this video as well is to go back to these small steps, that you can reach a bigger goal. Let's say I'm here now, 8 kilometers, but even if you run like 0, you can start from 0 to 1 marathon. Let's say it's here, it's like on the mountain, it's like the marathon is the goal, you are here. And then by taking these small steps, what I call the 1 minute action, the magic of 1 minute, is happening in the journey, in between. It's there where you run that 1 kilometer extra, that extra one, but everything a little bit. And if you do things this way, I think you can create in a really healthy way, you can achieve a lot of your goals. Of course you can decide, okay, I do 0, I write myself in the marathon, I go for the marathon, right? You can do that. But what will happen? Yeah, you will run a marathon, you will be like it will be like really hard. If you can manage to end, for example, you're probably not going to finish the marathon, of course. So it's like you won't finish it, maybe you won't really like it this way, so it's like going to be too much of a jump to reach that goal directly, and it's just impossible, basically. And the same is when you want, for example, just an example, but let's say we make a big goal. You want to create $1 million business, but you've never built a business in your life, you don't have so many money, so you start here, you want to go here. It's impossible to jump directly from here to there. You need to do it in the small steps. So what I always say is like, okay, try to create first your first money, like your first euro or your first dollar, or like whatever you want to call it. And then your second euro, then your 10 euro, then your 100 euro, and then you can step up slowly, and maybe you will then at some point achieve that 1 million. But it's about that journey, it's about those small steps to reach your goals. So if you have any goal in your life at the moment you want to be focused on, give yourself a moment to think and ask yourself the question, which first super small step, 1 minute action, could you take towards your bigger goal? And that's the question I want to give you. You can even stop the video now, write it maybe down for yourself, this is the goal, and try to do this depending on your goal each day or maybe every few days, but make the goal, put it in your schedule, in your agenda, make a habit out of this, and go ahead. This is what I wanted to share with you about the magic of 1 minute, one of, for me, the most important strategies you can actually implement in your life. It's like I can talk much more about this, I can give you much more examples, but I think this will do it for now. I am really curious to you, have you ever used this strategy, maybe subconsciousness a little bit, like these smaller steps, that you did something like this and you achieved a certain goal? Or did you not do it, and are you now like, okay, I have this in my mind, I want to focus on this, I want to try this, can I do it? Let me know here in the comment what you think about this about this video, what kind of small goal you could take, or if you have already experience with this, what was it and what took you to the next level to make this happen as well. And of course, just let me know what you thought about this video here below in the comments. Give a like, please give a like, so we can share this with much more people if you like this video. And don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel if you want more of this, hopefully, valuable content. And then I hope to see you, of course, the next time again. Think big, start small.